same thing.
We're gonna live stream.
Okay.
We're gonna live at this, I think,
You wait. You are or not?
Station can see.
That close.
Is about to tell us what happened here in a collapsed stairway here at this construction site. Chief, go ahead and tell us what happened here.
About 12:35 this afternoon, we got a call. Came in through our dispatch center for a collapse here at this location. Initial crews arrived on scene and found that a couple platforms from a stairwell had collapsed down on an employee or a contractor that was here doing some work. Crews realized the scope of what was happening, immediately called for a technical rescue response, brought in units from all over Pinellas County. Due to the unstableness of the structure, structural engineers were brought in to assess the building, see if it was safe for us to proceed in there with crews. At this time, it is a recovery operation. There's one employee who is not accounted for and believed to be in the building somewhere. At this point, we have heavy equipment that's en route to the location to begin disassembling the stairwell from the corner of the parking garage. The engineers have assured us that the stairwell structurally is separate from the parking garage, so there's little risk of collapse of the parking garage itself. We have been in contact with the family. The family's here. They're on scene. We've been in contact with them and kept them informed of every step of the process, every step of the way so far.
Do you know the name of the company and the construction worker?
I do not have that right now. I'm sorry.
Can you tell us the last time that the structure was inspected or had eyes on it from any of the entities?
Clearwater Fire, or City of Clearwater Building Department is reviewing the records now, and either later today or tomorrow we will put that information out.
Did they have a permit to be doing work here, or do you not know?
I don't know that at this time. I'm not sure.
Can you walk us through what this process is going to be like? You said heavy equipment. We've seen some of the firefighters leave, so is another entity taking over for this process, or can you kind of walk us through?
Yeah, there's a contractor that's going to come in with heavy equipment. We're talking cranes, we're talking bulldozers, to as safely as possible, start to disassemble or deconstruct that corner of the stairwell. And they got to start at the top and work their way down. Once they get down to the collapsed portions, that's when the technical rescue teams and the fire department will be back out here to assist with that portion once it's been deemed safe. But again, we brought in structural engineers to assist us through this entire process to make sure that's as safe as possible.
And so they tell you it is safe to go in the parking garage, but it's best to kind of attack this from the outside, so to speak?
Correct. That's the only way to safely get to where we believe the victim is.
Which staircases collapsed? Is it which floors?
It looks like it was the third and the second that came down to the first.
How long do you think this process is going to take for you to come into the building and assess this whole thing?
It's going to be dependent on the contractor and how quickly some of the equipment can be assembled. The technical rescue and the USAR team has some pretty good resources that we're assisting the contractor in getting that equipment here as quick as possible. So we're aware of the inclement weather that's expected sometime tomorrow, so we're trying to push them to get this done as quickly as possible.
When do you expect the employees from the other buildings within Klinefelter Plaza will be able to get their vehicles out there?
We're going to coordinate that with PD. Once we have a full plan, we'll coordinate with the police department to allow those employees, hopefully, to get in there and start getting their cars out.
Do you anticipate that being tonight?
We're hoping to be this evening. There's nothing absolute. I know you guys want absolutes, and right now we're not able to give too many absolutes, unfortunately.
Chief, when and how was it determined that it would change from a rescue effort to a recovery effort? How was that determination made?
With the on-scene crews, with the engineer or the structural engineers that came in, that helped us figure out exactly how we have to proceed at this point. So safely proceed for everybody. We don't want to bring that building or that corner of the stairwell down unexpectedly on anybody.
Chief, have you learned any more about the repairs being done here? What that entails?
No, and our City Clearwater Building Department was out here, so they're the ones that would have the permit and everything else as far as what was being done. It was a two-person crew that was out here, and we haven't really pushed the other gentleman that was out here too hard right now, just because of the circumstances.
Some employees from that neighboring building, they said the power was cut there. Was that part of what's happening here?
Yeah, we had the power company come out and cut the power so that we could safely access the building, and obviously there's electrical lines that run through. The water was shut off. We controlled all the utilities, again, to make this as safe as possible for everybody involved.
Can you confirm if there's been a death, or when you say recovery, what do you mean by that?
So we're not going to confirm anything yet. We're not going to confirm death. Recovery means that's the mode of operation that we're operating in. It means we have to move a little bit slower at this point to make sure that we don't have any more collapses that happen, further risking either the victim or any of the rescuers that are involved.
Chief,
How
I think
they disassemble the stairwell without interfering with the victim inside?
That's what contractor. That's why we're bringing in contractors. They'll start at the top. There's going to be heavy equipment involved. And a very generic overview, there's cranes, there's cutting involved, but it's going to be a process that's going to be done as safely as possible.
What does this mean for the people that have cars and whatnot in the parking lot?
Well, like we said, we're going to try and coordinate with Clearwater PD and everyone to try and start getting some of those cars out of here once the engineer gives us the okay to go ahead and move forward with that.
Do you know about how many cars are in there?
I don't. I have no idea. I'm sorry.
How many floors is that parking garage?
It's a four-floor garage, parking garage.
Chief, when something like this happens, I think a lot of people's minds go to Surfside just because it's so fresh in our minds. I know I talked to some of the employees at that building that was next door. They were a little bit nervous. What if this building comes down and impacts us? Do you have a message tonight for the people who are in kind of the surrounding areas here?
Absolutely. The engineers, the assessment that the engineers gave us is that stairwell is structurally separate from the parking garage. So if we were concerned of the whole parking garage coming down, this whole area would have been cleared out. We wouldn't have crews standing right on the corner over there. So it is It is safe. We have a safe area that's roped off. If it was unsafe, we definitely wouldn't have people in there.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you all. So sorry we can't give you more right now.